This month, we celebrate National Minority Mental Health Awareness Month. During the month of July, we bring awareness to the disproportionate rates of minority youth living with serious depression and other mental health conditions.
Statistics show that 70% of African American Black adolescents with major depression did not receive treatment for their conditions. Almost 25% of adolescents that are from Latin American backgrounds experienced a major depressive episode in the last year.
In other studies, it shows that groups who are from Asian descent were more likely to seek mental health services than any other racial group. 1 out of 10 American Indians had the risk of serious thoughts about suicide, and 1 out of 7 Pacific Islanders were diagnosed with mental illness.
Many people can experience mental illness regardless of ethnic background, but because of this background or identity, it is much more difficult to access treatment. Seeking the help needed for treatment is important. That is why Odyssey House can guide you in the right direction to get the help you need. Phoebe Moore Campbell, an author and advocate for mental illness education, once said, "People of color feel the stigma more keenly. In a race-conscious society, some don't want to be perceived as having yet another defect." Now let's hear from individuals from the community to hear their perspective on mental health in New Orleans.
What can be done to improve the mental health of the teens of New Orleans?
I think some things that would improve the mental health issues in my community would be talking about it in schools and having meetings about it, or maybe talk about it in classrooms, and maybe bring some people that know a lot about it and can tell kids and students, what are the effects and what are the consequences and all of that. So, yeah.
What are some factors that negatively impact the mental health of minorities in New Orleans?
I think the main factor is poverty, because they have to do what they need to do to survive. They are willing to go through all types of sex working jobs, drug dealings, all types of things just to survive, and that has a major impact on their mental health.
What do you think the state of mental health is in New Orleans for minority adolescents?
Well, I guess the question has many answers actually to it, because you see many different people from all kinds of different walks of life. With the minorities, you'll see usually just one, and the city, we a mixing pot of many different cultures, and it's a beautiful thing to see so many different cultures come together and try to interact and coexist with one another. But as far as the mental state goes, I don't think that any of them have a real clear one. As far as being in a good mental state, you have just minorities in general all struggling together. And though we're different, one thing is for sure, we're all struggling. And with that being said, I would say it's not good. And as a result of, typically the surroundings, oppression and everything else that happens here. It's got, we're a red state, deep red. It's probably as dark red as you can get. It's all the way to the right as you can possibly be. I'm not going to attack the alt-right here, but, it's not one of those rants. But I would say that they have, the power to make change and it's just that, they like it the way it is, and it affects the mental state of all the minorities.
For minority adolescents in New Orleans, there are multiple factors that influence their mental health. The long-lasting negative effects Hurricane Katrina has had on the neighborhoods of New Orleans, including extreme violence, have left devastating impacts on the teens of New Orleans. Researchers have found some New Orleans adolescents have extreme PTSD, high stress, and suicidal thoughts due to the trauma they experience on a daily basis. Many New Orleans teens need treatment for their mental health conditions, but have no or limited access to it. iPrevent, along with other entities in New Orleans, provide free mental health services that can guide you in the right direction.
We at iPrevent OHL raise awareness on minority mental health awareness and are here to connect you to the services you deserve. Make sure to visit our clinic located at 1125 North Tonti Street and follow our services throughout the city. Thank you for listening to iPrevent the National Minority Mental Health Awareness Month video.